Hello and welcome to another session of Pathways to Mental Well-Being. This is a journey from worry to wellness. So happy you are here with me. My name is Nestor Bruno. I'm a psychologist, and in this session, we are going to talk about emotions. Emotions. And by the way, have you ever thought about this word? E and motion. What does motion mean in English? If you are there with a group, maybe just watching by yourself, think for a moment. Look around, ask others, what does motion mean? And immediately we think about it, it has to do with movement. So just think about that, how important it is to connect with emotions because they move us. Many times we say, something like, oh, I was so moved when she told me that. And we are talking about things that we felt because emotions, they move us. They are like the psychological fuel that can move you to a new direction and put you in motion. So if you're looking for change, if you need change, well, emotions are your allies. Sometimes emotions have bad press. Like, oh, you cannot trust your emotions, be careful with your emotions. But if we know how to use emotions as our allies, they can move us in the right direction. And today we are talking about this journey from worry to wellness. So we want to use emotions to move us in a healthy direction. So are you ready to move? Now, this is a journey to move emotionally and to grow. Now, let's talk a little bit about how emotions work, okay? So let's bring an example here to make it very clear. I want to ask you to think about the moment when you were afraid, okay? Think about, maybe you are afraid right now if you think about something that makes you preoccupied, concerned, worried. So think about being afraid. Ready? If you are with a group, look around, get connected. Think about something that makes you afraid. When you are afraid, here is the question. What else do you feel? Think about that for a moment. What else do I feel when I'm afraid? Because when we get one emotion, normally we feel others. So when we are afraid, let me share with you what normally when I present this with groups, what are the answers that I hear? And also my personal answers. When I'm afraid, what else do I feel? Think if you connect with this. So, one of the things that we feel when we are afraid is like low self-esteem. Many times we also feel anxious. When we are afraid, we also sometimes feel angry besides being afraid. Or we feel insecure. This is one that I connect with a lot. When I'm afraid, I feel quite insecure. Or doubtful. That's another one that I hear a lot. We feel nervous when we are afraid. We also feel tense or we feel irritable. And to this group, you can add the ones that maybe you were thinking and we didn't put here. This is just an example. So when we feel afraid, we also feel a bunch of other things. Now, let's move a little more, one step more. I want to invite you now to connect with courage. And look, I even say courage and I kind of change my posture. Connect with courage for a moment. Are you connected? What else do you feel when you feel courageous? Think about that for a moment. What are the other things that come to you when you feel courageous? The other feelings. Some that I have heard and I have experienced, brave. I feel brave when I'm courageous. I also feel peaceful when I connect with courage. Many people say I feel safe when I'm courageous, or I feel relaxed after being in tension. I also feel powerful, very different from where we feel afraid. When we feel courageous, we feel powerful, we feel strong, hopeful, Another one could be excited. So are you with me? When we feel courageous, we also feel other things that come along with feeling courageous. Look what we just found together. Emotions, as you can see, they work in families. We never experience only one emotion. We are always experiencing one, and that one calls the family in. So if you're feeling afraid will call its cousin, brother, uncle, grandpa, grandma. Afraid will come with low self-esteem, anxiety, anger, being irritable, tense, and all the others. Because emotions, they work in families. I like to explain this saying that emotions work like Italian families. I come from one. Maybe some of you that are watching, you also come from an Italian family. So emotions work a bit like Italian families. Why? I always remember Grandpa Osvaldo. Grandpa Osvaldo, when he was at church and he would spot you, say, "Oh, I never saw you before. Are you visiting?" He would start talking, and then he would invite you to come over for lunch. And you might say, "Oh, don't worry, Osvaldo, I'm here with my wife. I have 3 kids." No. They all are invited. "Oh, but actually, we are not the only family. We came with some friends. So there is another couple with a couple of kids. We are too many. Don't worry, Osvaldo." "Oh, no. I'm inviting you. And if your friends are with you, they are invited because they are part of the family." You couldn't say no to Grandpa Osvaldo with his Italian accent. So Grandma Maria was at home, and she was always preparing extra pasta, extra salad, extra everything, because she knew that Grandpa Osvaldo was coming with many people. And when you arrived to that beautiful house, there was always a table, and then we would put another table next to it, and maybe 3 tables together, and you will have the tablecloth going like this from one table to the other, and we would all sit together at that table. That was the table that I would meet always a new cousin, a new uncle, a new neighbor, a new church member. They were all welcome to Osvaldo's table. So that's how emotions work. You invite one, and the family and the friends, they feel invited. They won't even ask, they will come together. So look at the first group, the group that we connected with when we connected with being afraid. Afraid, low self-esteem, irritable. I'm looking at the group, anxious, angry. It looks quite negative, isn't it? Look, the second group, brave, excited, hopeful, strong, powerful, looks quite positive, because emotions work in negative families and positive families. That's how they work. Now, I want to teach you something that is good news. Anyone that would like to hear good news today? If that's you, here we go. The good news is that we are going to walk away today, after this session, with a 1-step protocol. Isn't that good? We are not talking about the 3 secrets, the 7 steps, and then you will be wondering, what was the 4th step or the 2nd secret? No. This is just 1-step protocol, impossible to forget. What is that 1-step protocol that we are talking about when we want to be more resilient with our emotions? Here it goes. If you were distracted, come back. Here it is. We can invite one positive emotion to the table, and when that emotion comes, starts moving the others out, because that positive emotion will come with other positive emotions that are part of the positive emotional family. So you only need to connect to one positive emotion, and the others will start coming. This is great news, because in the midst of being afraid, tense, angry, anxious, you can connect with gratefulness. There is always a reason to be grateful. Think about this very moment. We are breathing, we are here, and we are alive. There is always a reason we can find to be thankful for. So we connect with thankfulness, and the moment we start connecting with thankfulness, the other positive emotions come and sit also at the table. Let's say you want to inspire a team. You're going through a difficult time. Bring one positive emotion. You don't need to bring many and think about many things. Bring one. Let's connect with hope. We connect with hope. We think about the things we are going to do, and that brings hope. And just connecting with one will bring the other positive emotions. You are having an argument at home with your teenage son, with your spouse. Well, bring one positive emotion into that situation. That sometimes could be humor. And with that one will come also the family. This is a way to move from negative emotions to more positive situations when we connect with our emotional dimension. Now, some of you might be thinking, what about negative emotions? They are not useful at all. We need to get rid of them all the time. No. Negative emotions are also very useful. Negative emotions will move you. Remember, emotion, they will put you in motion to leave a place that is toxic, that is not good. Negative emotions will move you to change something that you need to change because you don't want to be feeling that discomfort anymore. So negative emotions will move you, and the message they are sending is, let's get out of here. Let's go to a better place. Let's go to something healthier. So they are very good. The important part is to recognize them. Don't process them by yourself. Loneliness, it's a magnifying glass that makes everything bad bigger. Don't process them by yourself. Take the magnifying glass of loneliness, break it, talking to others about your emotions, talking to a professional if it's necessary. And when you break the magnifying glass of loneliness, those negative emotions can help you to move maybe in the direction that you need the most. How good has been to share this time together. I hope that you close this session with a feeling of hope and thinking about how to practice the one-step protocol to go from a negative emotional state to a positive emotional state.